Okay, well, hello again, friends. Sincere apologies for yesterday. That was something of a disaster. And interestingly, I've been running X-Plane with Aftermath, and on start it crashes. I've rolled back, and I still have the same problem with Vulkan, so I've reverted back to OpenGL. So it may be a bit stuttery, but at least it works, which is something of a disaster, really. So I'm just going to keep sending the crash reports if it keeps happening, and hopefully that will then flag up, because I have been having these issues for quite some time, and it's the randomness that is an irritation. Anyway, I'm going to leave the frame rate counter, so apologies for that spoiling. We've got the overlay on, and it looks like it's busy. We should have some ATC. The routing is going to be different. We're not going to do it low level, just because I thought it was quite busy. So we'll get up into the Class A to the east, and we'll stay there, and we'll do as we're told. That should be easier, just because we're going to struggle to get the radio calls in. So let's. Can I shut the batch? Why can I not? Why can I not do this from here? Sure, I could. Where's the little hand? Is my aeroplane broken? Oh, that's odd. Maybe it's a Vulkan thing. Should we make sure that we can do it here? Close forward. There we go, close all the baggage. So we're going to have a slightly lower load. We're going to need slightly less fuel today because we are going a bit higher. Our alternate is not Manchester, but it's Bryce, although we'd probably take London City or Heathrow in reality if we needed it, although for a weather diversion that's not really going to be appropriate, is it? So it's only if the runway's blacked at Northolt. So 9:30, again I'm going to do the performance on the ground here, and while we think about it, let's get some fuel in the jet, shall we? So as you can see here, our final reserve is 254, 203 gives us 457. And that's to get us to Bryce. Lamp test works. And what we want to go to is 1010. We can do that 100 kilos lighter. And we should actually therefore be in the 7.4 for takeoff. There we go, so only 100 or so kilos extra, which won't take long. We are limited by max zero fuel weight, and you can see that on this page. 9 packs with an assumed weight of 84 kilos, 194 kilos of baggages, whiskey, etc. Gives us 950. As I say, we've got 930. And 930 therefore takes us down to 6430. That figure, that zero fuel weight, is of course important. We are done with the fuel. So there we go. So with 1010, which we'll check in a moment, let's just get all the switches aligned because they never match up with the hardware. Throttles are idle. Everything else is off. I can remember everything. And let's get the aeroplane powered up. $21.05. Let's get the GPU started as we go through the rest of the flow.
TOS system test. Okay.
So they're all off. Idle, power brakes on, flaps up, off vent,
TCAS test. Pass.
Gas is okay. Pop the emergency lights on arm. And you can see the batteries quite low voltage. The GPU on, get those back to green. And we can run through our checks.
Fire. Fire.
Warthog, hello buddy, thanks very much for joining. Like I say, I am sorry about yesterday, what a disaster. And I've been struggling with these for quite a long time. TDR errors, it's definitely something driver related. I mean, it really can't be hardware, can it?
Stall.
Well, I suppose, who knows.
Stall.
It isn't a problem in anything else. Red Dead Redemption 2, I mean, that's pretty intensive, isn't it? That doesn't cause me any issues. So our elevation is about is sea level. Don't know what the actual pressure is. Well, we can find out, can't we? Because we know it's 7 feet, which is about 2 meters. So the pressure is about 1015. So pressure altitude there, you can see. Yeah, well, I didn't catch the stream yesterday either, buddy. So you didn't miss much. Which, like I say, it was going to be IFR outside, and it was going quite well, even if I do say so myself. Halfway through it died. So, performance. Let's have a look at this, shall we? We have got 1012 on board. So, with that in mind, that is going to give us, I've actually written these down, I've filled these in. So our zero fuel weight is 6,430 plus 1012. That gives us a ramp weight currently of 6,442. So the question is, are we going to burn? No, that isn't the question. You don't need to do that. And my maths is terrible because I've written down 6,442. It's 7,442. Gateway scenery approved. To be honest, they've been accepted, but I don't think they've been moderated yet. So I've still got the ability to make some changes, but I think scenery editing is fun, but it can take up a lot of time once you get into it, and then I think you need to just take a break, otherwise you can be making edits forever. And in fairness, I think what I should have been doing was probably optimizing objects and things. But yeah, fingers crossed. That'll come along at some point. So yeah, our ramp weight currently 7,442. So the question for us is, are we going to burn 42 kilos, and what fuel level is that going to be to get us to 7.4 for takeoff? So obviously 1012, 6,430, our zero fuel. We need to lose 42, and we've got 1012. So 1012 take away, what did I say, 42? Gives us 970. So our performance for 7.4 is valid at 970 kilos. Our required minimum takeoff fuel is 805 because we've got the additional 15 minutes, which I can just show you on the fuel page here. So these are the figures you need to worry about. That's what we absolutely need. But then we lose our 15 minutes. So don't forget that. We've got taxi fuel there of 15 minutes. It probably won't take us that long, but we will need to get the fuel down to 970 for takeoff for the performance to be valid. Although the pressure altitude is a little bit lower, so you know, those approximations. What we add in weight, we may gain in density, altitude, and a bit of wind, for instance, if we're planning it to zero wind. So for the gateway, it gets approved, but if it's approved and moderated, it only goes into, I think, the next X-Plane release. So once it's approved and it's on there, you can go onto the gateway and download it. And the file size is really small, so once the version that's on there, you just take the latest one, and that just gives you the whole airport. It's as simple as that, and the files are really small. They're like a couple of 100K, because it's just like an XML or something that tells X-Plane where to draw stuff. So yeah, if you want to get my version of the scenery, then all you need to do is go on the gateway, and I think because it's approved you should be able to see it and download it, and then you just have to add it into custom scenery until at some point it ends up in X-Plane. So I hope that helps. So we know that we're going to need flap 2 because it's a very short runway here, and I spent a bit of last night looking at where on earth they got the declared distances from, and to be honest I couldn't figure it out. So we just go with what they say, but I can't really figure out where it's from, and I can only think it's obstacle related at both ends, which is why the takeoff run available is less than the pavement. But even the ASDA, the accelerated stop distance, is different. So baffling, absolutely baffling. So we don't have a 7.4 performance, so what we're going to have to do is interpolate between the two. It's 14 degrees, so we're going to go with 15 because that's worse. And we are going to interpolate distance, flap 2, nil wind, safe to assume nil wind, at 15 degrees, 854 plus 859. Divide that by 2, and that's a relatively, it's a valid way of doing it. 856.5, we're going to round that up to 857. And in theory we could take the 7.6 and not have to worry about our fuel, which would give us 859, and that gives us about 50 meters to play with, so it is valid for that one. As you can see, the V1 lower, so is rotate, climb out. So I'm going to say 857 meters on a takeoff run available 908. We know that it's longer than that, but that's the declared, so that's what we've got to work with. Why don't we go with 99, the average of 108. If we go a little bit, so in between would be, we round up, what do we round down? If we go, let's just call it 110, and then between the two is 130. So that's fine. So let's put those weights in. Now, V speeds. And you know what, I'm not going to rotate at 99 bang on. So, who on earth knows? Yeah, we have to interpolate that one, don't we? So actually that should be rounded down. So let's go 10. Am I right there? $15 degrees. No, I want to round up. Well, no, hang on. We are going to be lower. We are going to be. No, we're not going to be potentially heavier. Let's call it 110. One knot difference. And as I said there, 130. Good. Happy. Departure-wise, what are we going to climb up to? Well, we will go up to 4. Oh no, we'll be told what to do because we've got ATC tonight. So landing wise, our expected fuel burn for the route is 301. Now they might give us a shortcut, so I think it's safe to assume that we'll be landing with about 7.2. We could of course use 7.4, 7,400 kilos, just to be safe, because it's definitely going to be lower than that. It's going to be a flap 1, flap 3. 7.2 is going to be 770. Because obviously 970 is 7.4, 200 kilos off that, 770. If we do get down to 7 tons, let's say for diversion, etc., then that's going to be 570, although that's still above our reserve fuel, so if we were ending up holding, for instance, we'd be down to 7 tons. And as you can see there, the 1-1, oh, that's ice protection on, we don't want that. No, ice protection off because we need it tonight. We can do 7.4. I might as well do that while I'm here. That's going to be 118. Got to do it this way round, haven't I? 130. And trust me, it is easier to write this out, and it's easier to do it in the order that I think that the aeroplane gets lighter. These tables I prefer the other way around, but that's just how my brain works. So 7.4, 118, 130, 115. We know we're going to get into North Off, so what I will do is plan the distance on that worst case 7.4 figure, because we're definitely not going to get there, so it'll be shorter. 770 gives us 117, 128, and 114. And if we did get down to 7 tons, it's 115, 26, 12. So worst case landing distance is, we round up as well, and we say a 10 knot tailwind, and we say 7.4. Real worst case 955. The landing distance from the threshold for runway 25 is 1558. Even if we times by 0.6, 934. So 955 just takes us a little bit there. 934. Worst case, ever so slight makes it, but of course we're not really expecting to be landing with a 10 knot tailwind. So if we do have a 10 knot tailwind, it's going to be on the cusp of legality at 7.2. Although pressure altitude would probably get more likely and more close to 0, so 7.2 and minus 10, what it goes to 922, which is actually well within. So you can see what a difference 1,000 feet density altitude makes, because obviously your ground speed is higher and the airspeed is thinner, flying a constant IAS. So not quite legal, and we'll have to do something about it if we do think we're ending up with a 10 knot tailwind. Although that is well and truly safe, but maybe not for the public transport criteria. So that's the performance done. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put in 7.2, the expected, and oh no, this is definitely no. That is the way they do it. 117. I'll get the hang of this one day. 128. 114. Of course, we could bring that back. So, in reality, we would then look at a full flap landing, even with the 0.6, to bring that distance back. But we should comfortably be able to make it. Like I say, we've got 1558 from the threshold, and that is from the threshold. The landing distance is measured from that. So that's why we use these figures and not from glide slope. So performance done and happy. I've got my notes written down. Finished fueling. We're not going to do the seatbelts just yet. What we can do is speak to London South 129425.
David 1922 checks.
And I think that's 11972 is that he's correct.
Golf Romeo Alpha 1 ready to descend flight level 1, correction 200 to be level by Mayfield.
When ready to descend flight level 200 level Mayfield, Golf Romeo Alpha.
Ryanair 170, contact Paris
That was busy, isn't it?
121.29.
Just tell that they're cantering through it. Weather is 1850 Zulu.
Spirit 2 to route direct Oscar Charlie Kilo.
260 at 9.
Oscar Charlie Kilo through the Concord 2.
10k. View at 3,000 feet, temperature 14, dew point 10, and QNH 1016. Not a good evening, Prefect 99.
Prefect 99 on the controller, pass your message.
Prefect 99 is a Phenom 300 on the ramp at Shoreham. QNH 1016, request departure clearance to Northolt via Lima A.
London Ryanair 170, we missed our handoff. Can you give us our frequency again?
Ryanair 170, Paris 128.1.
Alright, Paris 1281. See ya.
It's going to struggle to figure
Niner, London, Roger, standby.
Yeah, I told you it'd be difficult because there's no SIDS or anything here. So, we have filed it, so it should be visible.
London, very good evening. EG2 Echo with you, flight level 360, direct couple.
EG2 Echo, London control, Roger.
Long Charlie, Ryanair 5 November X-rays, we'll be just leveling 160 on the heading of 220 degrees.
EG2 November X-ray, London control, hello, climb flight level 200.
Flight level 200, Ryanair 5 November X-rays.
EG310, contact Brussels 121.1.
131.1, ESH-NHT.
Shannings 2642, continue
No, we could be waiting a while.
Bye.
Income Shannings 2642, bye.
Moving floor, good evening, BD 14 Tango, flight 170, climbing 200, inbound Upton.
Beauty 14 Tango, London control, Roger.
Just hoping.
002, descend flight level 130.
130, Super Concord 2.
Who's he going to have to talk to coordinate our trip, I wonder?
Ryanair 53 November X-ray, resume with navigation direct Southampton.
Southampton, thanks, Ryanair 5 November X-ray.
Moving 002, check your direct Oscar Charlie Kilo.
Direct Oscar Charlie Kilo, Super Concord 2. I don't seem to have that waypoint filed in here. Could you give right off at this, please?
Maybe the airplane's too much of a challenge for you. You can't go direct Ockham to VOR. You've got to tune it.
London Center, Super Concord 2.
Beauty 14 Tango, climb flight level 230.
I think we've forgotten about
30, Beauty 14
maybe outside control would have been better. At least would have been departing on time. So what have we got? 1012 on the fuel.
London, good evening, Easy 3 Papa Kilo, 5,000 feet. Easy 3 Papa Kilo, London, good evening.
Ah, they're
flight
handing
level
over.
90.
That makes
Level
more
90,
sense.
Easy 3 Papa Kilo. Runner 5 Tango Golf, climb flight level 170. Climb flight level 170, Ryanair 5 Tango Golf. London Center, Super Comfort 2, can I please just get back to Singapore? I don't seem to have Oscar Charlie Kilo on my flight plan.
You have to tune VORs and assess.
Speedbird
Yes, you
20,
do.
correct
Steam
Speedbird
dials.
002, Roger, continue present heading, descend flight level 130.
London,
present heading, descend flight level 130.
Don't get me wrong, it's a handful of an aeroplane, but you've got to be able to look at the charts and have a look at some of the approach aids, and you've got to. It's right in front of you. You could just twizzle those dials and pick a VOR. Oh, Heathrow is online, so we have got that tuned, which is good. There doesn't appear to be any ATIS.
Right, Tango Golf, nothing further, Unicom now, 1228, bye-bye.
Unicom 122, that's right, right at Tango, thank you, goodbye.
And 237, descend flight level 70.
Descend flight level 70 and 237.
Speedbird 704 Whiskey, climb flight level 180.
Continue climb level 180, speedbird 704 Whiskey.
2Jet 5 Papa Golf, climb flight level 290.
290, 5 Papa Golf.
Easy 3 Papa Kilo, climb flight level 110.
Flight level 110, easy 3 Papa Kilo.
Speedbird 002, turn
Oh, that was a nasty little freeze there. I don't know if you saw that.
Left 085, Super Comfort 2.
Sorry, that's a right turn.
Right.
Right. Not a Prefect 99.
Station calling 909, I'll be with you shortly.
Good. He hasn't forgotten about us.
London JetBlue 7 with you, we're at flight level 150, that's heading to flight level 140, heading at 100, and we have information on the direction.
Locked, I got JetBlue 7, London Control, descend flight level 140, speed 220 knots.
20 knots, and descend to flight level 140.
So I'm not going to bother with
Speedbird 002, speed 250 knots or greater.
1085 set.
250, Super Comfort 2.
250 on the course. We need Bovingdon 11375.
November Tango Foxtrot, London Control, climb flight level 150.
Bit of a stutter there as well.
JetBlue 7, turn right, heading 130 degrees.
130, JetBlue 7.
Speedbird 704 Whiskey, climb flight level 250.
Flight level 250, speedbird 704 Whiskey.
Flyer 7327, contact Paris 128.1.
1281 for flyer 7327.
Ryanair 272, speed 220 knots.
220 knots.
Well, it's a nice evening,
Ryanair 272.
at least. The winds have come
Tommy
down.
Alpha, speed 270 knots or greater, descend flight level 160.
Speed 270 operator, and descend flight level 160, Golf from Alpha.
Speedbird 002, descend flight level 70, and if you could turn to the heading, that would be great.
Down to 70, Super Comfort 2. 37 making leveling Alpha level 160, heading 220.
Jersey 7 Echo Yankee, London Control,
So
turn
we're
left wing
effectively
180
heading this
degrees.
way. Direct Hazel, Woodley,
Easy 29 Echo, contact London
up here,
127.1.
and in here. So
127.1.
trying to slot us through all the traffic is what's
Easy
going to
3
cause the
Papa Kilo,
problem.
climb flight level 160.
We can take an amended route though,
Flight level 160, Easy 3 Papa
hence
Kilo.
why we've got the extra 15
Golf
minutes.
Romeo Alpha, report your speed to London 121.225.
Speed London 121.225, Golf from Alpha.
Ryanair 272, report your speed to London 121.225.
We've definitely been forgotten about.
Report speed to 121.225, Ryanair 270, thanks.
Hansa 237, descent altitude 5,000 feet. The south end QNH is 1014.
South 5,000 feet, KH 114 and 227.
Beauty 14 Tango, contact Brussels 131.1.
Brussels 131.1, Beauty 14, thanks, good evening.
Final control speed, road 25 Romeo, flight level 270, direct Biggins.
Speedbird 25 Romeo, London, Roger, break, 2 jet 15 Papa Golf, contact Brussels 131.1.
Might as well run through the before start so we can get going. Flight's done. Once it dispatch.
Speedbird 002, report your heading to Heathrow Director 119.725.
7.
119.725.
So our emergency's out.
Jersey 7 Echo Yankee, Human navigation, direct Southampton.
All auto.
Human navigation direct Southampton, B1,
Man, auto.
JetBlue 7, thanks for the help tonight. Human navigation,
Pumps
direct
on.
Malcolm.
Where do you want us? Where do you want us to?
Navigation, direct to Oscar Charlie Kilo.
Okay, Oscar Charlie Kilo and JetBlue 7.
E78 Whiskey Zulu,
Transition.
climbing to flight level 200.
Put on.
Easy 78 Whiskey Zulu, London, climb flight level 290. 290, easy 78
Fly
Whiskey
out.
Zulu.
Off. Both stop.
Easy 3 Papa Kilo, fly now, heading 050 degrees.
Both auto.
Fly heading
Must leave the
050 degrees,
Flaps
easy 3
up.
Papa Kilo.
Flap to
Super
departure.
204 Whiskey, fly heading 100 degrees, climb flight level 290.
Brake set. And the doors
Let's confirm that this is Speedbird
are shut.
704 Whiskey.
So we are good to start. If we get
Heading
clearance,
100, climb level 290, Speedbird 704
no point
Whiskey.
wasting the fuel.
Confirm the heading you'd like us to get going for S1327.
British is going to speak to you, fly now heading 265.
Thank you, heading 265 now, S1327.
Easy 78 Whiskey Zulu, fly now heading 100 degrees. 100, easy 78 Whiskey Zulu. Easy 3 Papa Kilo, climb flight level 210. Flight level 210, easy 3 Papa Kilo. JetBlue 7, descend flight level 110.
Hello, 110, JetBlue 7.
Who's this guy?
Jersey 7 Echo Yankee, climb flight level
That's
200.
him.
Flight level 200, Jersey 7 Echo Yankee.
Has he just arrived?
Easy 7
Off to
Whiskey
Stansted.
Zulu, heading to Brussels 131
VFR.
decimal 1, bye bye. Heading to Brussels 131 decimal 5, easy.
That's why I couldn't see him. It's there.
Confirm 131 decimal 1. 131 decimal 1, easy 7 Whiskey Zulu. Thank you, you broke it down. Brake, easy 3 Papa Kilo, turn right heading 080 degrees. Right heading 080, easy 3 Papa Kilo. Speedbird 704 Whiskey, report you're heading to Brussels 131 decimal 1, bye bye.
Heading to Brussels 131 decimal 1, Speedbird 704 Whiskey, good night.
JetBlue 7, descend flight level 80.
Hello, 80, JetBlue 7.
Speedbird 25 Romeo, when ready, descend flight level 230.
Descend 230, Speedbird 25 Romeo.
As 237, descend altitude 3,000 feet, report established on the the ILS runway 23.
Central 237 feet, report established ILS runway 23, enter 237, welcome.
JetBlue 7, report your speed to Heathrow Director 119 decimal 725. Once again, thanks for the help.
175, we'll tell them more speed, JetBlue 7.
November Tango Foxtrot, climb, do not climb, you're at your final flight level actually. Easy 3 Papa Kilo, turn right heading 100 degrees, climb flight level 290. Turn right heading 100 and flight level 290, easy 3 Papa Kilo.
Should be shifting these guys off.
Rhino 53 November X-ray, nothing for Jersey unfortunately, monitor Unicom 122 decimal 8, good evening.
128, so run F5, November, sure.
Right. London Prefect 99.
Prefect 99, thanks for the patience. You have a clearance, right? If I got it right from the previous controller.
AFM requesting clearance. Clearance not received. Prefect 99.
Prefect 99 are cleared to North Hode via Goodwood. Direct HAZEL, then S filed. Initial climb for you will be altitude 3,000 feet on VATSIM 1016 and squawk 7071.
Cleared Northolt, Goodwood, direct Hazel, then as filed, initial climb altitude 3000 feet, QNH 1016, squawk 7071, prefect 99.
Prefect 99, that is correct. Start up and taxi is approved. Report ready for departure.
Start taxi approved, Wilco, prefect 99. Good, so that's finally got us going. We have been cleared.
Good evening, EZ32 Papa.
1016 is set. Goodwood, Hazel, let's double check that flight plan. Goodwood, Hazel, then as filed.
Roger, break,
We will need clearance into the Class A.
Runway 23 clear to land, the wind's 26, correction 310 with 10.
23 clear down there,
EZ3 Papa Kilo heading to Brussels, 131.1, bye-bye.
7, 1.
Heading to Brussels, 131.
Happy days, so we've been clear to start, we're clear on the outside. Done our checks.
Brussels, 131.1, bye-bye.
It is
131.1,
now
speedbird 25 Romeo, bye-bye.
going to be 19:30 for the start. Start engine number 2. Probably get that panel up to remind us that we've got the GPU connected. There is engine number 2, nice and stable. Signal to the ground crew to disconnect the GPU. They would come back and give us the signal and then start engine number 1. There you go, the gen comes online, splits the load, not quite evenly, but splits it. 2 stable engines, GPU disconnected, backing emergency is pushed out.
Under control, speedbird 1922 with you at 3000 feet.
And stalls checked, we've got 23.5 volts, yes, takeoff data set. Flap 2, don't forget, trim. All set neutral.
Under control is
Flight controls.
EG14 Juliet Bravo with you,
Full
climb
left.
through flight level 4500.
Left, full right rudder. And
Yep.
speed
Easy
brake.
94
No.
Juliet Bravo, landing control, hello, climb now, flight level 130.
Been clear to taxi, ice
Flight
protection.
level 130.
I am going to pop the
Easy,
windshield heat
94
on.
Juliet Bravo.
Speedbird 1922, landing
Flat.
control, good evening, same for you, climb now, flight level 130.
travelling.
Climb, flight level 130, speedbird 1922.
Flap. 2 indicated.
Papa, do you need us lower, sir?
So we are clear to the left, clear to the right.
Sorry, station calling second.
EZ32 Papa, do you need us to be lower, sir?
Mix off.
Negative, maintain, flight level 150.
Welcome.
Clear taxi. I don't think this one is used in reality, but we're going to go for it anyway.
London Control, good evening, Jersey 4601 with you at 4,000 feet inbound Alpha.
Jersey 4601, London Control, good evening, climb now, flight level 150.
So report ready for departure. We've not been cleared, but we are good to taxi.
London Control, Vegas Hotel from the 6 Hotel, passing 4,200 for 6 stars, tapping to go.
Lufthansa 6 Hotel, London Control, good evening, climb now, flight level 180.
Get a boot full of rudder in there.
Speedbird 1922.
OpenGL's not too bad actually.
So leave the cockpit for about 2 minutes.
That's approved, let me know when you're back.
Thank you, speedbird 1922.
London Control, hello, it's 1094 Kilo Victor, climbing flight level 200, direct to Coden.
Ryanair 904 Kilo Victor, London Control, Roger, break, easy 904 Juliet Bravo,
Approach exam on the left.
025.
And I should have put the transponder to on.
25 for
Batteries for me.
EZ94 Juliet Bravo.
Ryanair 904
6
Kilo
we've got.
Victor, climb flight level 290.
Flight level 290, Ryanair 904 Kilo Victor. SO227 London, we're backtracking, vacating right this time, thanks.
That was a bit of a drift.
See you next time, Dan.
So 260, it's all crosswind, 9 knots.
takeoff. Okay.
Okay, so before takeoff,
Easy 904 Juliet Bravo, report you're heading to London Control 121.225.
sounds will do in a moment, your damper's off.
Bye-bye.
That's all green, we can't check any of that. Ice protection not required.
Roger, report heading to 121.225 for London Control. Easy 94 Juliet Bravo.
So seatbelt sign's done, packs advised. Mate, I wasn't even listening. I just, unless I hear my call sign, I blank it out, but yeah.
Condor 7161, London Control, good evening.
I mean, in fairness, it would be a bit more difficult to do it in this one, but again, as we did when I was going into Germany, a bit of a problem. Oh, sorry mate, I'm just going to have to hold, and at least that keeps me in a known volume of airspace.
Ryanair 904 Kilo Victor, contact Brussels,
So
131.
Kilo 1
bye-bye.
is the holding point for this runway.
Ryanair 904 Kilo Victor, bye-bye.
London Control, good afternoon, good evening. So 37 Mike at flight level 380.
Speedbird 37 Mike, London Control, hello.
There you go, brake set. So we are effectively good for takeoff, we just need to do transponder and lights. Prefect 99, runway 20, sure, ready for departure.
Prefect 99, runway 20, you cleared for takeoff, the wind's 260 degrees 9 knots.
Clear takeoff, runway 20, prefect 99. So let's do those, we're going to need
London Control, hello, Speedbird 2792 with you, flight level 380.
the
Speedbird 2792, London Control,
standard barrow ready. So we have checked the approach, don't see anything. Got flap 2, speed set.
Easy 2, correction, easy 3, 2 Papa, fly now heading 115.
Heading 115, easy 32 Papa.
Jersey 4601, flight level 280.
Say again, Jersey 4601.
Flight level 280.
991, we're busting the takeoff a bit.
Flight level 280, Jersey.
Approaching 20.
It's a bit aggressive.
On runway 20, 2,700
So
feet
it's
remaining.
1936, we've got 990 on board, power, stable, toga, and off we go.
London, good evening. Aerosol on the first row with you, flight level 190.
Caution, short runway, short runway.
A bit late telling me that now.
Victor 1, Victor
Maybe I need to adjust those settings.
Hello, I'm South 1, Golf arrival, squawk 126.
So there's rotate.
1,000 remaining.
Answer 1 Golf arrival.
What's the flight directors? Positive rate. Gear up.
Foxtrot.
Uniform, we have 6 hotels for your first line, please.
And a little
Lufthansa 6 Hotel, climb flight level 290.
gentle turn to the right.
Handle 290, Lufthansa 6 Hotel.
London Ryanair 6, Victor Julia, hello, we just logged back on the network, inbound to Silver, climbing 350, can you just confirm what frequency we should be on?
So, the pilot's on, your damper's on.
For now, I'll speak to you
You're
shortly.
going to go flight level change.
127.1.
Plug 160. Start getting the flaps up above V2.
Speedbird 37 Mike, contact London 127.1.
We were clear
127
direct, so
decimal 1,
let's go
237 Mike, thank you.
270. Let's go direct.
Condor 7161, contact London 118.475.
So gear up, flaps up,
18475, Condor
Good dampers
7161, August.
max climb. Pressurization we're not actually worried about because we're only going up to 9. So it's cross-checked.
Easy 32 Papa, decent flight level weight.
Still on an altitude. Ice protection is required, lights as required.
80, easy 32 Papa.
Prefect 99, report you're passing altitude, climb now altitude 4,000 feet.
Level altitude 3000, climb at altitude 4000. aggressive, let's bring that. Was a bit too aggressive. Let's cruise, let's see what we get.
And the right, 660 Juliet climbing 290 inbound slope. Runway 660 Juliet, landing control, hello now. Before the direct park now. Direct park now.
Only a 1000 climb yet, I think he's going to struggle to integrate us. And he's probably worrying about the phraseology to get us to control airspace.
9 clear to control airspace, on track, good work, climb flight level 90.
Return to control airspace, track Goodwood, climb flight level 90, prefect 99. So we have been cleared. Hello, there's climb thrust. Flight level. Gosh, that's going up like a homesick angel, isn't it?
Jersey 7 Echo Yankee, connecting further, Unicom now, 1
Should we go? Let's just do 240. 225 is optimum, but a bit
Control Beneath Beluga 141 Charlie with you, current heading 150 about desert. Beluga 141 Charlie, London, climb flight level 330.
there we go, that's a bit smoother, isn't it?
Beluga 141 Charlie.
So we are cleared to enter direct on track because we are crossing. It's just a little bit of airspace about here, to be fair.
Level 210 for 220 direct Southampton.
I think it's that one. No, it's over here somewhere.
BT50 Kilo, London control, climb flight level 290.
This airway here
Flight level
so
290,
will be in controlled airspace at the moment.
London control, good evening, Stuart 14 Tango uniform with you, holding Alpha 3, short from 2 left. Speed of 14 Tango uniform, London control, hello, 26 left cleared.
Yeah, VS to finesse, that would definitely work in this case.
Take off, Stuart 14 Tango uniform.
I think I just need a bit more practice with the old auto throttle, with just thrust settings myself, to be honest. I mean, you can see we're even, and then that is climb thrust, it's stuttery. Back to cruise, we'll probably still just about maintain the climb.
Good evening, Super 2 for Lima, flight level 320. Super 2 for Lima, from London control, good evening.
Definitely VS to finesse. But when you haven't got the auto throttle, then it does make speed management that bit more taxing on the brain. See what the belt's on, because the turn.
2 Papa, turn left heading 070 degrees, descent altitude 3000 feet at QNH 1016.
070 and down to 3000 feet on QNH 1016, easy 3 to Papa.
Prefect 99, raise control service.
Radar control, prefect 99.
Fox 1, Victor, Foxtrot 1 ready, descent flight level 130.
We're ready, 130. That's on Victor Foxtrot.
So landing fuel, did we need 970? 770. 770 for the performance that we did. 7.2 tons.
21 London control, 61 Golf, descent flight level 200, squawk 5343.
Source information from Moscow, Heathrow, 279. 1016.
Juliet, flight level 350.
Climb 350, Ryanair 6 Victor Juliet.
Easy 32 Papa, turn left heading 030 degrees.
West 030 degrees, easy 3 to Papa.
Fox 1 Foxtrot Victor, route direct Holly.
See Goodwood there.
Redirect Molly from Delta Victor Foxtrot.
Sleeper 14 Tango uniform, report you're passing altitude, climb now, flight level 180. Passing 2000, clear to flight level 180, Sleeper 14 Tango uniform. Easy 50 kilo, climb flight level 320.
Flight level 320, 50 kilo.
Speedbird 1922, back to you.
Speedbird on 922, Unicum now 122.8, bye-bye.
122.8, goodbye, thanks for service. Speedbird 1922.
So we're right at the base of this airway that we're on. We will be when we join it. The base of the control airspace there is 500 below, so it's at flight level 85. The low down view of the Isle of Wight.
November Tango Foxtrot, Unicum now 122.8, bye-bye. Canon 421, descend flight level 160.
So 6 minutes to Woodley.
Beluga 14, Charlie, resume on navigation, direct Saitek.
Is that Saitek or Saitek?
Resume on navigation and direct Saitek, Beluga 14, Charlie. Easy 32 Papa, turn left heading 285, unestablished localizer 26 left, descend with a glide path.
I have to say, OpenGL is actually relatively smoother. I don't know if you guys would agree, it seems less stuttery than Vulkan. Maybe I've just got Vulkan issues. You know, I mean, it's a bit, the frame rate's a little bit up and down. But you know what, I can live with this if it doesn't crash. But I don't think it will crash. The Vulkan is the issue. Is that White Waltham up ahead? No, that's Odium, isn't it? We're going directly over it.
Control, good evening. Golf Bravo Oscar Juliet Whiskey, Cessna
Yes, it
152
is.
on the ground at Shoreham for a VFR flight to Stansted.
Golf Juliet Whiskey, London Control, hello, taxi, Honey Bird, runway 20, call me ready for departure.
Took his time, didn't it?
20, Wilco Golf Juliet Whiskey.
How long does it take to start a Cessna up?
Easy 50 kilo, climb flight level 380.
Flight level 380.
All you've got to do is check the oil, kick the tyres, and off you go. Don't even need a radio.
London Control, good evening. Beeline 8 Mike with you, inbound begins at flight level 290.
Jersey 8 Mike, London Control, good evening.
We need to get to Biggin Hill at some point.
London 127.1, bye-bye.
But for that we really need controllers online. So Heathrow is over here to the right. Woodley is out over in this direction. And it is part of those Compton SIDS, Woodley and then Compton, which is why those departures have got limits on them, because of course we're going over the top. So us crossing over here, unless we're given direct, ideally actually a direct over the top to Bobbington would probably be easier for the controllers, but us going over Woodley is going to stop climb a lot of aircraft, so they can't get any higher. But obviously if it's a big old jet it's probably not going to. Concorde on the other hand, as you've seen some of the other directions off the 09s, with that turn you can be at 20 odd thousand, so you could in theory be going over us. But even then I think they'd struggle to get, well, they might get a similar sort of height as us, which is a bit more of a confliction.
Jersey 4601, contact London on 126.075.
But that's frame rate's a little bit dippy.
126.075 for
Dropping
Jersey
into the 30s. Something's over the CPU up.
Descent, flight level
Maybe that's
80.
what caused the crash yesterday.
Flight level 80, 1 minute Foxtrot.
Whatever, I can
London
do this.
Control, good evening, Alpha 71055, flight level 3.
It's very French. You don't get this on ATC programs.
France 7755, London Control, good evening.
So 770 might be pushing it actually. Get down to 770. We will be
Canon 421, descent, flight level 130.
increasing our V speeds just a little bit.
Flight 120,
1 knots and 2 on the VFS. Just double check those. So what I'm going to do actually is do 118 too much difference. Flap 1, flap 3, arrival should be ILS for 25. Already set the nav aids up. What we can do is heading on to Gigabyte 250 for the ILS, and we are actually picking it up at the Hotel Tango, so we'll check that again. And there's the mist for the OR2, 357.
399, contact with the controller, 127.1, bye-bye.
127.1, thanks very much for the service. Have a great evening, Prefect 99.
You too, bye-bye.
Have a good evening, Prefect 99, flight level 90, lovely. Hello London.
Perfect 99 under control, and descend flight level 80.
Descend flight level 80, Prefect 99. Let's do that VS to finish, shall we? Can come down PDQ, but we don't need to. And this is our route that we've been cleared, so you should be familiar with where we're going. Inbound Bovington, we got 4 minutes. Slow to about 220. Gonna bug that. We don't want to get too slow, and we don't want to be too quick either. There's our runway over there, I think. We've got tuned for Heathrow. There's anyone else? Still information Oscar, still 6.
VFE GG14, have you figured out what the indicated airspeed is yet?
Oh dear. Dear, oh dear. Dear. No. Yeah. Maxed out.
VFE GG14, turn left, now heading 310 degrees.
So that's our turn. We're not going to be doing that. We're going to be doing something like that. CI25 is probably a bit too far out.
Stand by, Spirit 37 might turn right, 340 degrees, descent flight of 13, sorry.
Sorry, say again,
There is Heathrow.
Spirit 37 might turn right, 340 degrees, descent flight level 13, sorry.
Left turn, sorry, right turn heading 340 and down to 130, that's 337 Mike.
To VFE GG14, roger, change your plan, reduce speed to 250 knots.
So 2 minutes to run. Stop.
Prefect 99, contact Heathrow 119 at decimal 725, bye.
Heathrow 119 725, thanks very much for the service. Speak to you again soon. Prefect 99.
Alright.
Heathrow Director, good evening. Prefect 99, Embraer, Phenom 300, information Oscar, flight level 80, direct on.
Prefect 99, Heathrow Director, let me back to ILS runway 25.
Prefect ILS 25, copy Prefect. So let's start bringing the speed back.
Director, shuttle, you take back with you, ready for
We saw that the holding speeds are actually relatively low, 854, so we're still at 7.3, so we'll round up 7.4.
Seabed 890, ready for taxi. Seabed 890, taxi Alpha, hold
That's
11.
all right.
Taxi Alpha, hold 11, Seabed 890.
So we can expect to descend down to 1,800. established outside controlled airspace. Unless they give us the FI-25, which is 4.5 miles, so this one here is 4.5 miles.
99, leave Bovington heading 110 degrees.
Leave Bovington heading 110 degrees, prefect 99. So we can queue that up, we've got a minute to go. So he's going to take us over here and he's probably going to try and dip us in at maybe about 2,000 feet, 5 miles, something like that. Happy to keep letting the speed lead back, because we're going to have to go down as well.
Golf Charlie Golf, reach Hotel 10 eastbound, your current limit Barnes.
60 will do us.
Hotel 10 eastbound, current limit Barnes, Golf Charlie Golf.
That's Luton. See some traffic there, I thought I saw something.
Prefect 99, 24 miles, 25, descent to altitude 4,000 feet, QNH 1016.
Descend altitude 4,000 feet, QNH 1016, prefect 99. So, no level change. And now need a heading, we are leaving Bovington on that heading. Six.
Ground numbers 250, requesting bar clearance to Munich as well.
Numbers 250, clearance Munich, Detling 2 Golf, squawk 7020.
Shouldn't have to do that. Should just go straight there. I'm sure we've seen that problem before, haven't we?
Squawk 7020, could you repeat the departure for me, please?
Detling 2 Golf.
So we're only doing 1,000 feet
Detling
a minute.
2 Golf, numbers 250, thank you.
Numbers 250, your readback is correct. Report when you're ready. It's information Oscar with the QNH 1016.
Heathrow approach low, speedbird 813 with information Oscar inbound landing.
Data's done, Heat is on.
Expect the shortcut after Bravo.
Protection as required, let's maintain 160.
After Bravo, speedbird
Speed break out.
Speedbird 440, contact Lincoln to control.
Set
121
DH checked. 380.
121.225.
Speed is off.
121,
Stellar lights as required, signs outlet as required.
Speedbird 813,
Approach
left
checks is
turn now,
done as
heading
well with advanced packs.
245.
Flat turn heading 245, speedbird 813.
Good evening, Director, it's Chevron 168 with you. Start 223, press 9 back, turns to Dublin, information Oscar Board.
So Elstree is right ahead of us.
And Airbus A20.
168, thank you, clearance Dublin, Compton 3 Golf departure.
Should be able to see it.
0251.
It's right down here by the motorway.
Compton 3 Golf, squawk
There it is.
0251.
There's Elstree, right on the lake.
Chevron 18 Echo, ready for taxi. Chevron 168, readback correct, report ready. Brake, shuttle 18 Echo, taxi second right, Bravo, hold at Lockheed.
Second right, Bravo, hold on Lockheed, shuttle 18 Echo.
So quite a slippery airplane, as you can see. I thought we needed a little bit of power. At 500 feet a minute. I appreciate you guys really can't see this. I can barely see this. Maybe that's a better view. So IALS is tuned and idented.
Flight level
So
70.
flat limits 160 full. Be good.
Eastern flight level
for
70,
all.
speedbird 813.
Prefect 99. Excuse me. Bueller
descent altitude 2,000 feet.
Descent altitude 2,000 feet, prefect 99. So no GS. So we are getting VNAV guidance for these waypoints. Go direct to the FAF.
Heathrow direct, so good evening. This is Atomic 26 Kilo, stand 330,
That's
type
cool.
738 with information Oscar, requesting
I have to check
IFR
that out.
clearance to Innsbruck, please.
Atomic 26 Kilo, Heathrow Director, hello, your clearance Innsbruck, Dentley 2 Golf departure, your squawk 3232.
Cleared via the Detling 2 Golf departure and squawk 3232, Atomic 26 Kilo.
Hello, Atomic 26 Kilo, read back direct report, please.
Expect a right turn at some point. Gonna need one soon. Localizer's coming in.
Prefect 99, right turn, heading 210 degrees, established localizer, runway crescent cleared, ILS approach, runway 25.
Turn right heading 210 degrees, cleared ILS approach, runway 25, prefect 99. So we are going to go vertical speed, we've got some flat coming.
Speedbird 890, hold at moment.
Seabird 6, crescent 890.
Arm the
Right turn,
localizer.
November Bravo 3 and by November
Right
Bravo
slope.
3, land at 127.
Let's go 300 feet a minute.
Right turn on to November Bravo 3 and then line up and wait 27 left, speedbird 890.
So that should have kept coming around. Localizer capture. Whoa. This is why I'd like some hardware. I've seen something I like the look of, but I'm not sure it'd be any good for us. There's our runway and my fantastic scenery. So VREF is 115. There you go, we've got a nice rate of descent coming in. We probably could have done that clean.
Suit 813, descent altitude 4,000 feet, QNH 1016.
Beautiful evening.
Descent 4,000 feet, QNH 1016, speedbird 813.
There's an overcast layer in reality.
27 left, service in 35
What can you
degrees,
do?
4 knots, clear takeoff.
Clear takeoff, 27 left for speedbird 890, thank you.
Golf Charlie Golf, proceed, XL4 eastbound, report Isle of Dogs. Continue Hotel 4 eastbound, report Isle of Dogs.
Oh, that's not a real helicopter.
3699, runway 25, line your land to your discretion, the surface in 340 degrees, 8 knots, report on the ground.
At my discretion, Wilco Prefect 99. So I've got idle throttle, that was a bit late because I was distracted. The missed approach is to an
Got
214.
another aircraft in front of me on Bravo view. Screen.
Shuttle 1
Flap 2 before speed gets away.
I can't see anything.
Copy that, thanks very much, Shuttle 1 Deco.
5 miles.
Speedbird 813 on the heading, established localizer 27 left, then descend to light path. Established localizer on current heading, then descend on middle-wise, Speedbird 813.
Go gear down slightly early because we are still fast.
It's a direct speedbird 890, passing 1,200.
Select flap 3 because it makes no difference.
Contact London Control now, 129.425.
129.425, thank you for the service, have a good evening, speedbird 890.
Right.
So I'm having to keep the speed up a little bit longer. Just because we can start bringing it back a little bit more gradually to about 500 feet. About 600 because of the airfield elevation.
Approaching 2-5.
Got information Oscar, FE21, short secure.
Short secure, thank you. That's 3813, just confirm it's 27 left.
Go, stable.
500.
You're down 3 green, final flap.
3813. Okay, just look like you're on 27 right.
400.
Autopilot.
I don't like the lady voice. I would rather it be a nice alarming alarm.
300.
Well, that's not the set of runway lights I was expecting. I didn't expect red ones, they're not there in reality.
200.
They were just white all the way down.
Sorry about that, speed 3813, 27 left now.
100. Fly slow.
Fine. Oh, delay on the touchdown.
4,000 feet remaining. 3,000 remaining.
Not too bad. Fillers, there was a 175. Now, did the spoilers deploy, or does it just not say on the ground? There we go, I forgot about that. I think we can swing the aeroplane around here. Heathrow Prefect 99 on the ground at Northolt, vacating Echo.
Prefect 99, thanks. That's it for me, good night.
Thanks very much, have a good evening, Prefect 99, bye.
Shot 2 kilo, there's no speed restriction, high speed approved. After Bovingdon, fly heading 120 degrees.
Okay, that's speed restriction, high speed approved, and after Bovingdon, fly heading 120.
Flaps up, turn these off.
Shuttle 18 Echo at Lockheed, right turn on Lima, hold out November Bravo 3, report ready for departure.
Turn right at Lockheed, hold November.
So I guess we would. No, you can use Echo, you can't use Delta Alpha. So we're going to go down here to one of the mill lines. I suppose it doesn't look much when you look at this, but actually there's quite a lot here, so if you do download it, please have a look around at some of the goodies. A bit better having an actual terminal there, although the ground not being level, I haven't done the best job of getting it level. These are a bit more curved in the world editor. Looks like I've just done a bad job. I promise they are curved in reality.
Shuttle 18 Echo, ready to go.
Shuttle 18 Echo from November Bravo 3, 27 left, the surface in 350 degrees, 4 knots, clear takeoff.
7 left, take off, shuttle 18 Echo.
So actually we'll go line 6. As we've got some VIPs on board. And the parking at Northolt is parallel to these lines. So you taxi down along here. And then you turn onto them. Terminal doesn't look like that in reality, but it's better than nothing. Get Marshall. In reality, I think they've got a single. These are lit up singly, but couldn't get a light high enough for that, so that's what I have to do. There we are. All blocks at 20:09. What have we got?
Distribute A1327 left, surface in 350 degrees, 4 knots, cleared to land. Clear to land, speedbird 813.
Set. Belts are off. There we go. That's the end of our flight. We can let our passengers out. So 175. Really didn't seem that bad. 1 foot off the centre line. Deal with it. I was a little bit lax on the brakes, but we didn't need to be heavy because we still vacated at Echo. Well, it was a little bit tight turn.
48 Echo, passing 1700 feet.
Shuttle 1 Echo, thank you, climb now, flight level 140.
Climbing flight level 140.
Traffic going out there.
Shuttle 2 Kilo, descend flight level 70.
Here's our airport with the lights coming on.
Shuttle 2. Sorry, was that for Shuttle 2 Kilo?
FM Shuttle 2 Kilo, flight level 70.
Flight level 70, Shuttle 2 Kilo.
So I've disconnected from VATSIM. See, now I've got 126 feet per minute on projectFLY, which is weird. Interesting that they never match up. So that was a nice little skirt around London. I guess the routing wasn't too bad. And frame rate's pretty good considering it's not Vulcan. So let's have a watch of the replay, shall we? How about if we oh, that's not actually a bad touchdown point. Yeah, okay, it was a little bit deep. And the directional control, because I set the steering tiller off as we slow down, it all goes a bit wrong. But actually, we vacated pretty comfortably on Echo there. It was only because of my last minute excursion there, you can see. Forgetting to do that on landing. Less than ideal. But there we go, welcome back to RAF Northolt, my improved version. Be nice for you guys if you could get it and have a look and tell me what you think. It's going to get probably a few more tweaks and touches just to tidy it up, but what I wanted to do was get something a lot more accurate on the gateway. I don't know if you remember, but beforehand this taxiway was still in existence. This didn't exist, and so I've put all of that in. It's worthwhile. I might tweak the runway signage. I'm not sure if these are medium or large. I don't know what you think. Have a look and tell me if you think the signs are too big. Tweak those, or you know what, you tweak it yourself. But like I say, one thing that does annoy me is these should all be smooth, and some of the ones up here aren't. Which might just be because of how that's created. X-Plane can do some weird things. I've put nice curves on all the taxi lines, so they should be kept with. And the marking should be pretty much in the right place, along with most of the buildings, etc. So let's explore. And what's tomorrow? I'm definitely not going to be streaming. I'm going out for dinner tomorrow, which is the first time in I don't know how long out for a proper dinner, thanks to COVID. So that's going to be a real nice treat. Maybe Friday, there's a bank holiday coming up, so some on the weekend. But I hope you've enjoyed it so far. Maybe we'll just keep running on OpenGL so that we don't get any more crashes. Maybe that's a solution to the problem. So that's the plan I'm going to go for. Welcome to Northolt. And until I see you again, maybe for Friday, definitely at some point on the weekend. Look after yourselves, guys. Take care, and forward to seeing you again soon. Bye for now, and thanks for watching.